Hi, my name is Yvonne Derengoska. I work for the Australian Pharmacy Council. I'm part of the candidate engagement team. We'll be here to support you further through this exam. We are going to talk about the OPRA exam and everything that you need to know to prepare for your exam. The exam is 120 questions. It's 2.5 hours long. Before your exam, you'll be presented with a 5-minute non-disclosure agreement. This will contain information about rules and policies. Please ensure you read through this before continuing. You'll have 10 minutes to familiarise yourself with the exam software. This includes how to use the online scratch pad. You've got a highlight tool, a cross-out tool, and you will also be able to flag questions to review throughout your exam. You can download your exam guide from the APC website. This will include information about the exam format, question content, exam content, sample paper, and some resources that other candidates have found useful. You will then lead into a 5-minute survey post-exam. Once you finish the survey, you've finished the exam.
Hello, Peter Halstead is my name. I'm Senior Pharmacist with the Australian Pharmacy Council, and my job today is to deliver some material for you to consider in your preparation for the OPRA exam, Overseas Pharmacist Readiness Assessment. And in doing so, I hope to provide some support and clarity for your efforts in undertaking the assessment. The actual OPRA exam is made up of 5 components, and each one of those components has little subsections. There's lots of material on the website that supports what we're going to talk about, and that has greater detail. My job is just to quickly scan through the material so that you have some idea of what we're talking about. In order to do that, I'll start with section 1, and that's biomedical sciences. And in considering what you might do there, you'd be looking at things like immunology and microbiology. Section 2 is medicinal chemistry and biopharmaceutics, and you'd be looking at things like stability and solubility of both products and ingredients. Section 3, we're looking at pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics, and you'd be looking at subsections for that area. Obviously, evaluation of pharmacokinetic data and metabolism of products and ingredients and how they're dealt with within the body. Section 4, you'd be thinking about toxicology and pharmacology, and subsections like that might include for you to look at would be adverse drug reactions, for instance. It would be toxicity and how that's treated, and impacts upon those drugs upon the body, how kidneys and so on deal with it. Section 5 is patient care and therapeutics. And therapeutics is quite broad, and you'd be also considering in that subsections of screening of patients. You'd be looking at primary health care for patients. You'd be looking at immunisation. You'd be looking at harm minimisation. Again, quite a broad topic area. And all of those things provide, across those 5 sections, a very broad sweep of the content that we expect you to be across in order to take the OPRA exam. One of the things I wanted for you to pay attention to is time management. We do some backroom work obviously on candidate performance as a group, and we have data on timings of questions and what people take to do questions. And in terms of performance, what we find is that unsuccessful candidates often, and by far the most common reason why people are unsuccessful, is lack of effective time management. They'll spend sometimes up to 8 to 10 minutes per question, when in fact per question a rough allocation is 75 seconds. And each candidate who expends sometimes on 2 or 3 questions more than 5 minutes on a question suddenly is putting themselves under enormous pressure throughout the paper to answer other questions in a much quicker manner. And it's a content-rich exam, and even distribution of time as evenly as you can and as disciplined as you can be with that will provide the best opportunity for you to be successful. As for further guidance, people want to say to me or to us at APC, well, which section has greater value and so on. We'll give you some indication, and you can't hold us to the exact figures here, but in terms of percentages, about 20% of questions will be in section 1. About 10% of questions in the paper of 120 questions will be in section 2, 10% in section 3, 15% in section 4, and 45% in section 5. Just in formulating exam, there'll be some small variation. In every paper we do, there'll be some small variation on that particular percentage, but there's a rough guide. It'll provide you with some guidance as to where you'll put your efforts into in preparing for the exam.
On behalf of the APC,
myself and my colleague Yvonne would like to wish you all the best in your efforts in being successful in the exam, and we hope to see you in the future.